Here we are then for another F1 22 exclusive gameplay video here today. In the background you're going to be seeing some racing around the updated circuit of the Americas in the wet. As you can tell by the title and thumbnail, we are driving as the world champion Max Verstappen, and we're going to do a 25% race, basically starting from the back and seeing how the AI behave, how we can race them in the conditions, how the cars handle, and I'm also going to script the weather forecast so it goes from heavy rain to light rain, so hopefully full wets to intermediates, and we get to experience a bit of the difference, and also crucially test out the new broadcast mode for the formation lap and the safety car. In the meantime though, if you guys are going to enjoy this video and all my other content, leave a like and subscribe for more. I've got one more video regarding F1 22 and it's going to be a 100% race around Miami, so get subscribed for that when it drops in a couple of days time. And also we're on the road to 100k, so any help would be massively appreciated. So yeah, let's get to the race and let's see the formation lap.
Right then, the formation lap has started, and I must say the weather conditions aren't the best today for visibility and for grip. As each driver performs this lap, they'll be wanting to settle in and concentrate, as this race, in these conditions, will require a lot of focus. We're almost ready to start the race as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
Now, as you can see in the background, we have the formation lap taking place. This is the new broadcast mode they've introduced, so if you guys don't want to do the formation lap yourself, you can do it this way and show it off in a 3D kind of TV perspective. We're going to have the same for the safety car period and also the pit stops as well. So quite a few things I want to show you guys in this race, and also some first impressions of the wet weather gameplay, my opinion on the force feedback and how the cars kind of handle, and also one key feature that really stood out to me, which you'll notice later on in the race. So hopefully you guys enjoy and stay tuned. So let's get into it. 25% race starting from the back as the world champion Max Verstappen, and yeah, let's get into the action. So first of all, the new race start sequence where we have to run super low revs like in real life, and we're underway. We get a great start as we cut in between the two Williams and make our way up to turn one. Visibility absolutely terrible as we go into turn one. We're going to try and gamble on the inside line, which is usually a bit more complicated due to it being very tight and not really a lot of space, but we do a good job and move up into P15 around the outside of Magnussen. Now into the S section. I'm going to try and have a look at Guan Yu Zhou, but we don't quite manage to make the move. Instead, Magnussen actually re-challenging back underneath there through the S section. Through here though, we have to just correct the car a little bit as we almost run into the back of the Chinese driver. Now though, through here we're going to get an opportunity as we go the long way around on the Alfa Romeo driver and get the inside line. We're just going to squeeze him off at the top of the hill, run him out of road as we go underneath the new bridge and have a massive snapper oversteer and make our way into the hairpin. Big moment, big crash, yellow flag.
Okay, some information on Gasly. They're retiring from the race. Okay, slow down. Your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace. Okay, we've been informed due to increasing risks, they're moving from a virtual to a full safety car. Full safety car.
Now then, with that said, a big moment already on lap one. Sebastian Vettel going into the back of Pierre Gasly. Gasly retiring, and now look at the top of the screen, and you're going to see the AI take control, and we're going to go into the broadcast version of the formation lap, as you can see here. So essentially, kind of skipping the safety car phase, which is something I might use in career mode to be fair. However, not fully optimized. Again, work in progress. You might notice in the background also some flickering in certain kind of parts of light on the track and surfaces. Again, not really fully functional, and you'll see a little bit of a small bug here later on. But yeah, this is kind of the new feature, and you know, using the real life graphics, or at least, well, last season's graphics, of course, they've all changed for this season. But yeah, just kind of going for the safety car phase really, and it gives you a chance to, I guess, break up the videos really, do a bit of commentary and, you know, take it from a different perspective and have a breather as we look to get back underway. Now this is the point where you'll see a small little bug here as the safety car phase will cut onto lap 3, which is the next lap of the safety car, but the animation doesn't fully load in, so we kind of just sit here basically staring at the final corner. Eventually the safety car will come around. You can see in the top left the safety car is now ending, and here we are then resuming back to the live action. We're going to get back underway and take full control of our car. So let's get ready. Let's see how the restart goes. Currently P12, so a good start from us, and there we go. Now regaining control of the car for the restart.
Okay, there have been further incidents on the track, so officials are moving to a full safety car. Full safety car. Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Now again, a bit of a bug there with that first radio, which doesn't really make any sense, but back on the way then as we prepare for racing, and we're going to see if we can have a decent restart and challenge Lando Norris here in the McLaren as we get green flag conditions, and we're back on the way here at the Circuit of the Americas. We get a great exit out the final corner and get the run on Norris up to turn number 1.
The tyre situation's an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got for now.
Now we have a huge double front lockup into 1. Luckily, we get great drive and we have a strong exit. Lando very slow through here, and I think he's got damage because he's extra slow through that corner as we lose Lance Stroll from the race. And at this point, I just had to get past Norris, so we're going to open up the line and go around the outside. Now, a quick message to Codemasters, if you're watching, I will say please remove the basically traction control system which is in place under the safety car, because it stops us from warming up the tyres, especially when it says safety car in this lap. Allow us to have full control like it was once upon a time on F1 21, and that way, you know, be able to maximise our tyre warm up before the race gets back underway. That side, resuming the action, we're on the back of this train of cars now, and at the back of it is Esteban Ocon in the Alpine. Similar to the Norris overtake, we get a great run out the final corner, and this time we're going to challenge going up the inside into turn number 1, trying to not brake too late and run into the side of Ricciardo. We get a nice clean move on the brakes and make the pass, and we're now into the points into the top 10. Up next, Daniel Ricciardo. We'll try and line him up in the McLaren and see if we can get him maybe into the hairpin before the back straight, or maybe even the back straight itself, as we are very fast and we almost run to the back of him through the S's through here, and we just have to be patient and wait for an opportunity. I thought I'd go around the outside here, but I decided to tuck back in and be patient and try to get the exit as we get under power, trying to avoid the wheel spin as we have a bit of a moment down the hill. Now using the ERS, we're going to try and eat one on the brakes up the inside, straight line braking to avoid running into the back of Russell, and because of the way we took the corner, we're going to get a great exit and drive off quite easily and get ahead of Daniel. And we can now move on to lap 6. A lap later, we're behind towards Russell, similar scenario to the last lap. However, this time I don't commit to the lunge because I'm probably going to hit Bottas on the braking, so we try to look around the outside. Russell just weaves a little bit on the braking there, which is something I haven't seen before, as he tried to put me offline. Eventually though, we got the exit. You can tell the Red Bull is fast on the straight as we breeze up alongside the Mercedes, and now under braking we're going to try and commit. We actually double front lock again, but still managed to make the move as we actually see Russell challenge Bottas. Instead though, we're going to get them both up the inside of the right-hander and make a double overtake. Russell following through at the same time, and we move up into P7, and we can now chase after Mick Schumacher in a very impressive P6 in the Haas. So yeah, so far the race is going well. You know, tyre wear more or less scaled, I'd say, accurately. Tyre wear in the wet has been quite low in the past, but it seems like they've done a good job this year of actually providing some decent tyre wear. But now, looking for the move on Mick Schumacher, we go around the outside through the S's here.
Our gap to the car in front is 4.7 seconds.
And I've got to say, that was a really nice move, and probably the move of the race. But now we're going to box lap 7. I feel like the track was starting to dry, so I'm going to take the plunge and go for the inters, and here we go. Basically, integrated replay cameras for the pit stops using the broadcast mode, which is something really, really cool. And yeah, you can see here from a different perspective.
And away we go. No problems, very smooth. Red Bull will no doubt be very happy with that stop.
And shout out Crofty, first time we've heard his voice in this game, as last time I had Mr. Alex Jakes.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
But there we go then, intermediates on the car, and we're going to rejoin in P14. Unfortunately, the AI didn't pit. I thought they would go for inters because the track was dry, but they decided to do the whole race on wet. So this is now going to be essentially a recovery race, as the inters are now the faster tyre. Lap 10, 4.5 laps to go. We're faster than Magnussen as we have a moment down the hill again. We're going to try it and go for the move. This time we beautifully get it stopped and just about get the apex as we got the inside of Kevin Magnussen.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
Shout out to F1 Elvis, aka Mark Priestley, formerly of McLaren Mercedes, who is now the new race engineer. So let me know, you guys want to call him in the comments down below for this year's game. You know, whether we call him Elvis, you know, Mark Priestley. Let me know. I think Elvis is a pretty cool nickname. Anyway, in the meantime, up the inside of Albon as we just stick our nose in and force our way through on the Williams. He leaves the door wide open, and we're up to P12. So making good progress, and just know that with the 5-second penalty up ahead, shouldn't be too much of an issue. And you can see here through the S's the amount of grip we have now on these tyres as we just completely sail around the outside of the AlphaTauri driver, and we're now just one place away from the points as we approach Ocon and once again Mr. Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren.
The track's drying, but it's going to take a while to clear the standing water offline. Don't start thinking about slicks just yet.
Now at this point we reached the climax and the key point and the moment I want to talk about in this video, which really stood out to me. So as for the handling, it's not vastly different from last year's game, to be fair. There is a few modifications. It's generally not as hard as I thought, considering how tough it is to drive in the dry. And once again, into the rhythm, into the groove is quite fun. But this is the key point. We hit the back of Ricciardo here and get wing damage. Now, traditionally, you know, orange wing damage would mean a front wing change. But again, this never actually crossed my mind, but because of these new cars, these new generation Formula 1 cars, which are run by ground effect, aka having downforce being generated by the floor and everything running underneath the car, the actual effect of the wings over the car is very minimal. So I'm pretty sure I had damage on sim. If you check back at the start of the video, I left it on simulation damage. But the car was not affected by the wing damage, and I was flying, I was pumping in fastest lap after fastest lap, and I didn't have to get a wing adjustment or a wing change because the car performance was there. Sure, maybe I could go faster, but generally I didn't feel like I had wing damage, and the car was working really, really nicely as we get a move on Valtteri Bottas. You can see here, making progress.
Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left.
And you'll see more of this, you know, over the rest of the gameplay, but this was the first time it hit me, and I thought, actually, you know what, Codemasters, GG, I didn't actually think about this scenario, but wing damage this year could be a game changer. You don't necessarily have to pit for a wing change because the downforce is underneath the car, so you could actually get away with it, which is really, really cool, and I think could actually fit into some league races and F1 esports as well. So yeah, we set a fastest lap, even having overtaken Bottas and Russell on that lap, and we went up the inside of Mick Schumacher into turn 1. A really nice clean move there, and we moved up into the top 6 with a fastest lap. That was pretty much it in terms of the overtakes. The gap to Alonso, 11 seconds. I managed to get about 2-3 seconds behind him, but we ran out of laps. The track really dried up towards the end, and the inters were much, much faster. You can see here, still pumping in fastest laps, lap after lap, even on the very last lap of the race. But yeah, that is it, guys. Really good fun. I really enjoyed it, and the look discovery with the wing damage really surprised me and really impressed me. So definitely a few key takeaways. You've seen the broadcast angles with the formation lap, the pit stop, and you know, a few key points of the race. And yeah, the one big takeaway, wing damage is no longer a big factor in this game anymore.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
That's it then for another magnificent United States Grand Prix. And they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today.
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
Anyway, here is the new improved podium celebrations, which I really like. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Let's try and smash over 2,000 likes. Subscribe for more. As I mentioned, we're on the road to 100k, and I've got another video lined up in the next couple of days. And yeah, let me know what you guys want to see in the future. If I get another opportunity to play the game early, I'll try and do some more content for you guys. But that was it. some wet weather gameplay around the improved circuit of the Americas with the new updates. And yeah, a few little adjustments here and there, and seeing also the new broadcast cameras in action. But yeah, guys, like I said, massive thank you for watching. As always, a shout out to channel members for supporting the content on the daily. And finally, check out the 2 videos on your screen right now for more F1 2022 content. And yeah, guys, I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, take care, and let's goodbye from me.